Good morning, traders. New York session starts in a few minutes and I will teach you how to trade the market and how does the market looks like. For today, we will, the same as always, we will work on the USDTD so you have a good idea of how the market's gonna work for even your altcoins, your Bitcoin or any crypto you have. And also we will move to the Bitcoin and see how to trade the Bitcoin in their specific zones. So the same as always, we will also have some teaching lessons. So you know that how to trade it for today's based on the setups and the sessions that we are currently in. All right, let's go to the chart. First things first, we always talk about the dominance of Tether, USDTD, and the reason is pretty straightforward. You always have to check it. This is one of my checklists. And the reason is that whatever we see here, the opposite of this, we can see on the crypto market. So if it goes bullish, then I know that I have to short the market and also vice versa. So this is very important, not just Bitcoin, but your Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, anything you have on the altcoins. I'm talking about the major ones, not the shitcoins. All right, let's see how it looks like on the daily. First of all, it's really important to tell you that we are in a very, very serious and important zone. This is where, if I go back to the weekly time frames, this is where previously in the history only 2 times happened. So the first time that happened, we went from Bitcoin, I think at about, Bitcoin was about 15K and then it went all the way to the 40K. And then the next time that we had the same thing, so it was in 2022, back in 2022, if you remember that we had the all-time high, from the all-time high of about 69-ish. We went all the way down to 15K to 17K, and from there we went to the 126K, which was the ATH. So this was the same zone, and right now, as you can see, we are at the same price. So we had a pullback here, and then the same here. Right now, let me draw the circle. This was just a few weeks ago. This was in January earlier this year. So we had a good bull run, and then we're right now here the same exact price at the 8.9, let's say 9%, because we actually went down from the 9%. So the same here. Right now we are here. So this is very, very important. Remember, the last time that we were here, we hit the ATH on Bitcoin. I'm not saying we're gonna have the same thing, but I'm saying that these are more or less the bottoms. If not this, then the next leg is going to be the bottom. I'm not going to say which one's the bottom. This is not the topic of this session. But remember, if you want to put aside some investments or anything, again, not a financial advice, just something that you can have in your mind, that the dominance of Tether probably at most it's going to have one more leg down. One more leg up, and then from there, as you can see, we can have a nice bullish pullback. Let's see how it looks like on the. Oh, by the way, I will tell you that how when you can make sure that you can actually buy some spots. All right, I'm gonna make this very, very quick here. I'm going to delete this just so you know. Right now we are at a huge. We talked about this in the previous video too. So right now we are at a pretty huge support here. So let me draw this for you. At this support, we also drew this before. Once we broke below this, there's a good chance that we meet 7%. So this will be a huge pump for both altcoins and Bitcoin. So this would be a good chance for spot and investments. But right now we are at this huge support level. What it looks like for today, let's go back to today and see how it looks like. Again, I'm trying to emphasize on how important this part of the market is. This is probably your chance. You have to just make sure that if we have the break, so if we have something like this, if we have a break and then you can get it in the pullbacks, you know this better than me. But our topic of today's session is mostly talk about how to trade the market for today. If you remember from Friday's video, what we talked about, we drew this order block here. This is a huge liquidity zone, and what we talked about was that we are gonna see some bounces here. So the first time we had a bounce here, this was on Thursday, but then after that we had another one earlier today. I think it was in the Asia session. Yeah, it's midnight Asia session. And then the next time, it was just a few hours ago. We had it about 2 hours ago, we hit it again, and then we went up. So this was a huge, I hope you actually made some profit out of this. Again, if not, make sure that you draw the same lines that I have on my chart, because this can make you some good money. All right, let's see how it looks like for now. Right now, it's still this level. It's getting more fragile and more fragile by going forward. So as you can see, the price cannot make a higher high. Right now, we have all these highs here. We have this one, we got this one, we got this one. So the price cannot really make a lot of highs unless we break one of these highs, unless we break above this the red line that I draw here. So it's at about not at about, let me put the price tag so you know. If we break above this, then we can expect more bullish in dominance, which means that the market is still gonna be short. Okay, this is very important. We're not making any decisions. As I said, only two lines we're looking at. Right now, we're just trading between them, okay? When we hit this line, this order block, we're gonna make the trade. If not, if we break below this, if we break below this green box, then we will go full long. Again, you have to do your own analysis. Market can be manipulated. It can go below and then go up. Anything can happen. I'm just saying from my own point of view. So you can expect to see if it goes below this, then you can long the market. So the dominance can go lower. But right now, as you can see, it's getting jammed. It's getting jammed and it's waiting for a big move. And this spike is going to liquidate the shorts and longs all together, because probably we may have some shadows. The same shadow that we had here on hourly time frame in Bitcoin, something like this. You see this shadow here, or even worse. So it went down, it liquidated all the, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it. This shadow here, it liquidated all the longs, and also it went all the way up, so it liquidated all the shorts. So it's grabbing the, it's grabbing every liquidity that it can take from either sides. But what we can see here, this is very important. So this is very nice actually. So on the lower time frames, on the hourly, let me get rid of this. On the hourly time frame of dominance, so we know that the market is still trying to push a little bit higher, but it can't. It's this zone, it's getting more fragile and more fragile, because the above zone here, we haven't seen any more breaking above. So we can expect a little bit lower percentages on prices for the dominance of Tether. But what do we see in Bitcoin? I'm going to move to the Bitcoin so you also have a good idea of how it looks like right now. On the Bitcoin 4-hour time frame, you can see that we haven't made any lower lows. So right now I'm in Bitcoin. Let me make this. We haven't made any lower lows. So all the lows, the one after another, they are one above each other. So we are trying to push to the higher levels. So we are trying to go to the higher numbers here. And then another thing that is very, very important is that right now we are in the liquidity zone. These bearish order blocks, these are the liquidity. These are the pieces that they are grabbing a lot of liquidity. It's like the rocket fuel, okay? It can both push the price all the way up, or it can push the price all the way down. But right now we don't see a lot of downs here. So what we can expect for today's market is that I will go to the 1-hour time frame. For today's market, what we can expect is that to see what is the reaction of the price to the 50% of this leg. We have previously made this left shoulder. Let me create this so you have also a good understanding. And then we made this neck here, you know, the head and shoulder, how it works. Also, we have a huge order block at about here. So we can expect something at about here, or we can also touch the order block, or it can go at about here. And we have to see what is the reaction. So, and it can actually break way above this. This is not yet confirmed. This is very important, okay? This is not yet confirmed. What is the confirmation for us? First of all, I will draw a Fibonacci here. On my Fibonacci, we are going to target the optimal trading entries. Okay, optimal trading entries is at the 50% of it. Let's forget about the Fibonacci. Let's say we have this leg from this low up to the, if you want to make it simple, okay, you don't need to know or learn any of this. All you have to do is to know the low. This is the bottom, this is the low, and this is the high. You know it better than me, right? See what is the 50% of this, half of it. What is the half of it? You have to meet it at halfway. Okay, when you meet this in halfway, then you can expect to open a position right at the 50%. So this box here, this is the half of this leg. So what I can expect is that my entry can come at about anywhere around here and moving up. Okay, if we break below this, remember, you have to wait until I'm going to give you also the confluence and the confirmation for this setup. Okay, if we break below this, so if we go something like this, remember the next step is going to be, we are going to short the market. We are going to wait for this entry. We are going to wait for the pullback. If we break below this box, we are going to wait for the pullback and then short the market all the way down. All right. So I will also put the price tags so you know what is the prices that we're looking for. These are the prices that we're looking for. If it touches here and the confirmation that I'm going to tell you in a few minutes, if it hits that, then we can long the market. Otherwise, if we go below this and we hit here, you have to wait for 64,253 and then open a short position all the way down. All right. Again, I don't really advise you to open it with real money. Do it with demo accounts if you're not an experienced trader. If you're an experienced trader, just use this as like, these are my thoughts. So use it as your own thoughts. See what is your analysis and do it. But if you're just trying to start a trading, do this with demo accounts. Do not gamble your own actual money. Okay, let me go back to the original setup, the bullish setup. Okay, the bullish setup that we had the left shoulder here and we have this down and we have his right shoulder here. This right shoulder, it also aligns with the order blocks from the left shoulder. The left shoulder has this liquidity. Let me draw this liquidity, and it can also have a bounce anywhere around here. Where should I enter? Should I enter right now or should I wait for this box, or what should I do? Your answer is in lower time frames, in 5 minutes or 15 minutes. Both can work, okay? I'm gonna go to the 5 minute to have a better view and have a better understanding here. What I have to do is to wait to see, I'm going to remove this, all right? I think you got the gist. This is very important. Above that, if I see the thing that I'm going to describe right now, you're going to long it, or if below that, you're gonna short it, and then long and short, demo account, I think we're good. What should I see here? I have to see a bound hit anywhere around here, and then I have to wait to see after this low, I have to see a high, and then from this high, I have to see a higher low and a break above this high, okay? We have a demand zone here, as you can see. Again, if you don't have the strategy trader charts, definitely go. If you can't really afford it, then, I mean, if you're a trader, you must be able to afford the chart because this is your tools. It's like if you're an electrician and you don't have enough tools and you're screwed. So you have to have the tools to work with it, okay? What you have to do is to wait for this setup. It can happen anywhere around here. It can even happen right now, right about here. It can even happen right here, okay? It can happen here. So right now here we have another high, okay? We have it, because I don't want to give you an actual exact price, even though we are gonna go down, but I want to tell you that you can watch this on your own, okay? You can see this is a high that we have. Once we break above this, I am going to wait, and here at the pullback, I will open a long, and it can go, I will open my long, something like this, and the stop is going to be below the low here, and the target is going to be on the previous high that we had before, okay? So what you have to do is wait for this setup to complete. Once we have a higher low and then we break above this, you have to also draw this, okay? The same thing that I do. You have to draw this. Once we broke above this, then you can enter, or you can wait for the pullback and you can enter. It depends on your risk management. The same for the bearish setup. On the bearish setup, what we have to do is we have to wait for this to break down, and then we have to make lower lows, okay? The lower lows, so right now we have this low here, and then they have this low, and also the lower highs. I'm going to draw the same line here from the low. Here for the bearish setup, we draw from the bottoms, right? I wait for a breakout. Once it broke out, I will enter at here at this price. So this is the market for today. I think it's pretty straightforward. New York session is still not open. We still don't have a structure, okay? Just be patient. This is not something you can do it right now. There is no, like, I don't have any setups right now for myself because I still have to wait and see what is the reaction to this box. If we close above this box and we have that higher high and higher lows, then I can enter the market very, very carefully. These are the things you have to know. You have to make sure, first of all, you have to start with dominance. This is very important. If USDTD is super bearish, but on your Bitcoin you can't see any bullish setup, then you have to think twice. That really matters. And then you have to start with the higher time frames. From the higher time frame, from the 4 hours, daily 4 hours, and then we go all the way down. We're not gonna trade on the 4 hours. We're just gonna see what is the trend for today. Like how many times it touched the resistance, or how many times it touched the support levels. So that's why it matters. And then once we know the trend, then we're gonna wait for a good setup. The setups that we saw, as for example, you can find a good leg in 1 hour and the hourly time frame, and then on 5 minutes time frame, you can find a good higher high or higher low and enter there. We have tried this many times. Just watch previous videos. You can see that we've made a lot of profit out of it. They've always touched, and this is a very, very good and profitable trade. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great and profitable day.